In today's video, we're off in search of the missing GoPro. If you watched last week's episode, you'll know that Idiot Boy, aka Wills,
I think I've lost the GoPro.
in London. On the way home, we got a message to say it was found, so our quest today is to go back and find it.
We're going in.
If you don't know us, I'm Rachel, he's Wills, and we've been to London so often recently we feel almost local. So let's get there by starting off in Flint. Yep, we're risking it all the way from Wales this week. But does this mean you have to change?
In Chester.
And then again, in Crewe. Then you can settle down, pull some stupid faces, and before you know it...
We're in that there London.
Then what, Rach? Next, it's the Underground Northern Line. Down we go. The Northern Line has 2 branches from Euston. We're taking...
Bank branch.
Then 5 stops later, it's all change at Bank. What's next, Rach? Then it's on to the DLR, all the way to... Where, Rach? Where? The Cutty Sark. Amazing. Lovely food market. But no time for that today. We're on a mission. Just like Fireboat Fred there. A quick walk along the Thames, and then once again... The Dog and Bell. Bloody hell. The moment of truth. And Wills?
Will we lose or will we win? Fingers crossed. We're going in.
A fine career in poetry awaits you. And your GoPro?
Yes!
Result! Cheers, Dog and Bell in Deptford. We were so happy to have it back that we ate lunch there, at Cheeky Ploughman's. Delicious. And we haven't seen Wills this happy since last Sunday. Go on, tell us about your new favourite pub.
And our favourite pub in London is now...
The Dog and Bell in Deptford.
Certainly is. We are so grateful to get that camera back. It was worth the trip down.
Wasn't it?
So, because we had such a disaster in London last time...
We booked a London walk.
We booked a London walk called, aptly, Disastrous London. We're going to go and learn all about nasty things that happened in London. Hopefully we'll pay...
By losing your GoPro.
By losing your GoPro. So we're taking a leisurely walk back to the Cutty Sark, and we will see you soon.
Leisurely walk? You lie. We realised that we were running late and it turned into a power walk. The weather is a lot greyer than last week, but someone is so happy he's got a real spring in his step. Go on.
Made it just in time.
Our Tube Map app had told us that the DLR and the Elizabeth line was the quickest way. Let's do this. We've a disastrous London walk to enjoy. And we've never ridden on the Elizabeth line before. First, we've got to find it. Turns out it's through a shopping centre and over the road. Full of confidence, we even felt we had time to talk to camera.
This is going to be our first time on the Elizabeth line. Ooh.
Are you sure about that? Because from where I'm standing, it looks pretty shut. The app didn't tell you that bit, did it?
Keeping up with the disaster theme, the Elizabeth line is closed, so we've got to get back on the train. We've got 20 minutes before our walk starts, so who knows if we'll make it.
By now, the power walk had become something resembling a light jog. Back onto the line we were already on. How's it going?
It's not going very well. I don't think we're going to make it.
We tried our hardest, power walked through crowds, even walked up the escalator. We made it onto the Northern Line. But what we all want to know is, did you make your tour?
We've got to Barbican. We've missed the tour. We believe they might have gone this way, so we're going to see if we can find them. Who knows?
One more power walk later.
Disastrous London continues. We missed the tour. We were pushing our luck, we really were. I think we only missed it by 5 minutes. We saw a tour leaving, we jumped on the back of it, but it was the wrong one. An American lady told it was some city tour instead. So we don't know what to do now. We've got 3 hours to kill before our train. So we're gonna get a drink, regroup, think of something to do on Disastrous London Day. We got a GoPro.
2 minutes later,
We've had a think, and we're going to do a different walk that starts at 3 and is only 10 minutes by tube away from here. We're going to go and do the Jack the Ripper tour, because that was a pretty bad disaster as well, wasn't it?
So for the first time today, we took a leisurely journey. This time to Tower Hill. Our tour would be starting opposite the Tower Hill tram. Found it! Wills is particularly fascinated by the Jack the Ripper murders and was eager to learn more. The start of our journey took us into London's East End, past the wine library, our kind of library. This was really cool. This is the best remaining section of the old London Wall, built by the Romans in AD 200. It was then renewed and extended during the medieval period. The section under the red bricks is Roman. This wall encircled what was Londinium. We then went through the wall to start learning about the Rippers' gruesome murders. Back in 1888, the East End of London was like one vast slum, inhabited by an immoral and criminal population. The first official victim of the Ripper was Mary Ann Nichols, or Polly Nichols. We heard her story here in America Square. although this wasn't her murder site. She was found in a street called Bucks Row, now Durwood Street, right next to the new entrance of Whitechapel Station. This is about a 20-minute walk from where we are now, but the darkness of the bridge certainly made for an atmospheric story. Next we headed down Crutched Friars, an area founded in the 13th century and shrouded in mystery. Then onto Jewellery Street, passing the Portal Trust building, originally a 19th century boys' school. We then learnt about Jack the Ripper's second victim, Annie Chapman. She was found on 29 Hanbury Street. This is what it looked like then, and this is the street today. Even today, it looks pretty creepy. This is the Church of St Botolph without Aldgate. It was often referred to as the Church of the Prostitutes. Prostitution was forbidden, and any lady found standing on a street corner would be arrested. To avoid this, the prostitutes would parade around this church, defying the law. Elizabeth Stride was the third official victim. It's believed the Ripper was disturbed in the act as she only had her throat slit, and she was the first of 2 victims that late September night. The second murder that night was that of Catherine Eddowes. She was found here in Mitre Square, by what is now the wall of a primary school. It might have been a sunny day in June 2024, but you could still imagine this place squalid and poor in 1888. We then took what is thought to be Jack's escape route from victim number 4 as he fled into the narrow streets of Old London. The only physical clue related to these murders was found behind this shutter. It was a piece of Catherine Eddowes' blood-soaked apron, and also the famous Goulston Street graffiti. On we walked. This building was once Providence Row Night Refuge, a refuge mainly for homeless women and children. It is believed that some of the victims stayed here. Sadly, we had to leave the tour here to catch our train, but the final victim was Mary Jane Kelly. She was by far the most brutally murdered, on a bed at number 13 Miller's Court. This building doesn't exist today, but it once stood behind this new building on Commercial Street, opposite Christchurch of Spitalfields. So how was that, kids?
That was really good.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we had to leave the tour just before the end because we've got to go get the train if it hasn't been cancelled.
How little we trust the trains these days. We said goodbye to the East End as we walked to Liverpool Street Station. We will definitely be back again, as we want to make an in-depth Jack the Ripper video one day. But for now, it's back on a train. On this train, we met a guy called Chasm, trying to find Euston Station. Eager to pay on the favour of helpful Barry from the week before, we took him with us. There you go, Chasm. We hope you found your way to Stoke-on-Trent, and there's a surprise, the train to Chester is cancelled again. It's time to play train surfing going north. We made it to Crewe and thought we were in for a 30-minute wait, but
We didn't know about this one.
a surprise train to Chester popped up and Will thought he'd found crisps. He hadn't. Sadly, at Chester, it was a 40-minute wait, but when we did get a train, it was the new train named for Rob McElhenney, and you're on your way home. We made it all the way back from London just for
that thing there.
Oh, we're so glad to get it back. Thank you once again, Dog and Bell.
Thanks, Dog and Bell.
Oh, what a fabulous ploughman's lunch.
Oh, it was very
It
nice.
was
wasn't
a very
Big old
nice one
chunk of ham
indeed.
like that.
Yeah, we enjoyed our day in London. It went a bit wrong. We were so excited. We were off to ride the Elizabeth line.
It was a bit
for
of
the
a
first
whistle-stop
time.
tour,
Oh.
wasn't it? We got down there, we bombed to the pub,
Yeah.
we bombed back to the walk that we missed.
Yeah.
But it was good fun,
No, I
wasn't
wanted
it?
to go on the Elizabeth line and then it wasn't running.
I know, and I wanted to do that Disastrous London walk, which we
Which
didn't.
we missed. But I am glad we ended up on the
We
Jack
did
the
the Jack
Ripper
the
one.
Ripper one, didn't we?
Now,
That was
we
good.
have done the Jack the Ripper one before. We've done it ourselves.
So I've kind of got a bit of a morbid
We've
fascination
done it
with that whole
from
thing.
Aldgate at night. And we did enjoy this one. It's not as atmospheric.
in the day,
No.
I wouldn't say.
A couple of the facts maybe I wasn't quite sure about, but he was very interesting. He was a good guy.
I think he approached it more from a London history point of view, rather than a factually, this is the chronological murders.
Which is fine, because, as I say, we've done this before. But we will do one in depth, and hopefully that'll be our Halloween special this year if I get my way.
But yeah, we'd like to do it chronologically, go to all the sites, because there are things to see. Little tiny clues and hints, and who knows who he was.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good day, and then we helped that fella find his way to Stoke-on-Trent. I hope he got there.
If you didn't know what the reference to Barry was in the previous video, in fact, if you haven't seen the previous video, check it out. It's our day in London, it's our weekend in London.
Yes, where we lost the GoPro.
And a chap called Barry, when we got out the station first thing, trying to find a hotel, we didn't know which way to go. The Google Maps isn't very good in big cities, and we were looking at it going, don't know where we're going. And then Barry went, oh, hello, well, I know where the Holiday Inn is, I'll take you there. So when we met up with Chasm...
Yeah, he said, I want to go to Euston. I'm like, we're going there.
He said he wants to go to Stoke-on-Trent, but then he said he wanted to go to Euston, so we said, oh, we're going there, follow us.
But yeah, we went to Euston Square on the tube on the way back, because it was quicker and walked down, so yeah, we walked him. He walked with us, that was great. So should we talk a little bit about Patreon today?
Oh yeah, we've got a big shout out.
Yeah.
Got a couple of shout outs actually. We'd like to say a massive shout out to Clive and Carol, who are new patrons. They do everything together, bit like us, and they are, what do? They give us not give us half a pint. What do they call it? They give us a cheeky pint. I never get this right, do I? But they give us a cheeky pint. Thanks Clive and Carol, you are absolute stars.
Yeah.
We'd also like to give yet another shout out to good old Ken. Ken's a supporter of us, a patron of us. He keeps giving us super thanks. Listen, mate, that's amazing. You don't have to do it, but we really, really appreciate it.
So nice.
Thanks very much.
And I hope you're feeling better, Ken, as well.
Yes, we will be feeling better.
Cool.
That's probably it, really, isn't it? We should probably tie it up. Don't forget to watch next week, because next week is the video we were going to make for this week, which is our what you can see between Buckingham Palace and the Shard.
And we'll show you a bit more about the Shard.
So you'll see a lot more of that.
Yeah.
So that's an extension of last week's video.
Yes, more London.
Also, as well, if you do fancy doing the Patreon thing, as we say, we'll stick the address somewhere here. It's like a little bit of a club. It's like a bit of a family, like a social thing. It's not very expensive. I think the top tier is no more than the price of a beer per month. It's a few quid. Before that, you get extra bits, you get photos, you get chats, you get additional videos. In fact, if you're not sick of London by now, you will be if you're a patron, because I'm going to post another London video, because I went down there.
Oh yes, you did.
Yes, I went down there
again
this week for the third time in a week and a half. I haven't been for ages, and I've been 3 times in a week and a half. Because I went down to a works trade show. We kind of snuck off early and went to a few London pubs, as you do.
The lads.
When you're down there with the lads. We lost one of them on the tube, so that's a good reason to become a patron and watch that video.
And all our patrons knew that we had the GoPro.
Yeah, we told them first.
Straight away.
They knew. You knew.
Yeah, straight away after the night we went down, a little picture of Wheels going, yes!
But thank you, everyone, for your support.
Yeah, it really does mean the world.
And if you can't do a Patreon thing, just give us a like, give us a share, tell your mates about us.
Everything helps.
Everything helps.
It really
It's all
does.
wonderful, thank you.
Should we wrap this up?
We should wrap it up.
Right.
So,
as we say,
with your cup of tea and my non-alcoholic lager,
cheers to the good times.
with postcard and a pint, cheers to the good times. We'll get it right one day. King Arthur goes into his court in Camelot, sees the round table, goes, hey up, I like that. Who made that? His mate goes, circumference.
Oh.